everyone. What's up? Moses here, bringing another Pathfinder video. Today, day 6 is over, and it's been a blast. This has been such an awesome week. I loved it. It was so much fun, and let's make a little recap video. So, we're just about to kill our third Uber Elder. Need to kill these two Guardians. I'm just after a night shift and going to work throughout the entire weekend. It's going to be pretty tight. So I'm not going to be able to stream too much, but we will get back to normal, schedule on, from Sunday. So Minotaur, Chimera, Uber Elder, third one is going to be. And outside of that, we made some progress with the Syndicate. We're going to be able to kill What's-Her-Face. Hopefully we're going to be able to kill her. I hope I can try and figure it out, because I haven't watched anyone killing or interacting with this boss. My only experience with this boss, because I like to do it myself, no spoilers, so my only experience with this boss is my own personal. One time we've managed to get enough intelligence to open the safe house, and she destroyed me. It was a tier 83 area, monster level 83, because I was doing Uber Elder at the time. We started just with the tier 16 maps, and she was super tough. My gear was not incredible. It was before the lore weave. I just had a normal 6-link, and I didn't have a clue of what's going on in the fight. I think I figured out a couple of things. We're going to try it tomorrow on stream. I'm not going to do this off stream. You all can watch and come and watch me fail. But it's a pretty incredibly tough fight, especially when you don't know anything of what's waiting you over there. So hopefully we can get it tomorrow. If not, maybe a couple more attempts. I'm sure we're going to down this boss, this league, multiple times, okay? So it's going to be fine. Hopefully she drops something good. I actually have no idea what type of loot she drops, what's going on in the fight. It's going to be fun. And now that we've covered the progress, let's talk about what brings this video to life, which is a topic that people have been asking me. Moses, what's up with shape maps? What maps should I shape? How do I do this? What's the idea? What's going on? Alright, so shaping, hold on tight. It's going to get a little bit technical, okay? But stay with me and I promise you'll understand everything. So, shaping maps allow us to take, once we kill, an elder influenced map that is compatible with certain conditions, we'll be able to start dropping our Shaper's Orbs. I covered this more thoroughly in a different video, exclamation shape, on my stream. Go check out that video. Everything is relevant except Sextant blocking. Okay, and that's part of the past. Outside of that, everything is relevant. But we're going to repeat about the same core mechanics here in this video for you guys to check out, because I promised I'll talk about it on stream. So here we go. Shaping orbs will upgrade the map of the tier they are. This one's tier 1, so tier 1 maps. If you use a shaper orb on it, use it just like an alchemy orb or ID scroll, right click and left click on the item currently being a map on your atlas, it will get a +5 level.
Need a map?
And I've unlocked all Shaper's Orbs. There's a total of that's 15 Shaper's Orbs on the Atlas. They go from tier 1 to tier 10, and it will give a white to yellow map, +5 of your choosing, +5 for their tier. What does that mean? Instead of area level 77, it will become level 82. Instead of tier 10, tier 15, alright? Tier 10 becomes tier 15. What does that mean? That monsters that are going to give us more experience, and they're going to be tougher, and that's it. They're going to drop higher eye level items, because higher eye level zone. So there it is. Two situations why we want to shape the map. Your incentive to shape the map is, one, you want a certain divination card that only drops in that map, and shaping strategies allow us to only drop that map of that tier. For example, you want divination card in precinct map. Precinct is a good map for shaping because it's a tier 6, it becomes tier 11, okay, so it becomes a red map, tier 11, and it has 2 Exalted Orb cards. Saint's Treasure and another one that I don't remember. And it has a divination card that is called the Undaunted that gives a random corrupted nemesis item, and that can include a corrupted headhunter. Alright, so let's say you want this divination card and you don't want any other tier 6 on the Atlas, right? So tier 6s, there is a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 11? Never mind, 10, 11, 12. So there's 10, 11, or 12, let's say 11 tier 6 maps on the Atlas right now. And when a tier 6 map RNG generated, right, it drops randomly, it has a chance, an even chance, of being volcano, fields, canyon, wharf, temple, and etc. And when you shape your precinct, it will become tier 11, right? So these are the tier 11 maps that it will be added to the pool of, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 tier 11 maps outside of the unique one, right? So you have 10, and then you add this one to tier 11, your precinct, because you want the divination cards there. All of a sudden you have 11 tier 11 maps, and that's less than 10% chance for whenever a tier 11 map drops, it will be precinct. On top of that, on inside maps you can drop +1, because that's how the Atlas works, right? When you're farming an 11 Arachnid Tomb, you also have a chance of dropping tier 12 connected or tier 12 that exists already on your Atlas. Let's say you've completed or unlocked Castle Ruins by killing the boss, okay, or Ivory Temple. When you're farming a tier 11 Arachnid Tomb, you still have a chance of magic and rare monsters to give you a +1, which means they will now randomly drop a random tier 12 map. But you don't want tier 12 maps, you just want an infinite pool of tier 11 precincts. So what do? There is a recipe that you then going to need to use on your Atlas. And since you want tier 11s, you're going to need to remove maps from your Atlas. So you do that by using Sextants. This 3 Master Cartographer Sextants and 1 Orb of Scouring will generate 1 Master Cartographer Seal. Right? So you need 3 and 1. Master Cartographer Seal will uncomplete any map on the Atlas. I'm not going to press OK because it's currency and I don't want to waste it and I don't want to remove anything. But if you take this orb and you use it on any tier 11 map, you will then remove it from your Atlas. So you need to generate several of those. It's a little bit expensive. And then you'll remove all the tier 11 maps. You don't want to remove unique maps. Only the red maps, the natural red maps on your Atlas. You will then want to also remove all tier 12 maps from your Atlas, because magic monsters can also drop tier 12s. And when you have existing unlocked, unlocked meaning you kill the boss, completed means you completed the bonus objective. Alright, so when you have unlocked tier 12 map, it will then be added to the possibility of this map to drop. And when you kill rare or a magic monster in a shaped precinct that is going to be an 11 map, you have a chance of dropping any 11 or any 12 from normal and from rare and from magic monsters on your Atlas, right? So you want to remove all these maps to eliminate these options from existing, so that the single only map that will exist on your Atlas is in fact going to be precinct. Alright? So for that purpose, if you want a specific divination card from a specific map and you want to farm that particular map for that divination card, or cards in precinct's case, you will want to remove all these maps from your Atlas, so that the only tier 11 or tier 12 that will be downgraded to 11 is going to be a shaped 11 precinct after you used a Shaper Orb from Zana. And this is why you want to use Shaper Orbs. Okay? Second reason, you want something else from that map, but you only want the same map, so use the same method. What is the next thing that you might want? Experience. If you want good experience in efficient maps, a good old-time favorite it's always been Wastepool. Wastepool is a tier 9 map, and when you shape it, it turns into a tier 14. 14 obviously gives you a lot of experience, and you can grind Wastepools till you're like 98, 99, and then do tier 15s, tier 16s, Shaper, or Elder maps until you're level 100, for example. And people have done that. I've done similar things. And the way you do that, again, you remove all tier 14 and all tier 15 from your atlas, and you shape Wastepool, make it a 14, and when you're running Wastepools, you're only going to be getting shaped Wastepools tier 14, because no 14s and no 15s exists or connected to the map that you're farming, which is Wastepool. Not connected because naturally Wastepool is 9, and only connected maps to it is Orchard 8, Pier 10, and Spider Forest 10. So if a tier 10 drops, it just okay, so you got a tier 10, it doesn't matter, right? It would have dropped anyways. But if a tier 14 or 15 drops, it's always going to be the Wastepool shaped from the Zana Shaper's Orb that she gives you. And that's the idea. Now, think to yourself, what happens when I shape maps? It's being added to the pool of +5 higher. Alright, so when we are unlocking our atlas, when we're first starting out a league and we don't have a certain purpose other than increasing our bonus objective, in order for us to have a higher chance of dropping higher maps, right? Then we don't want to shape anything. This is why I haven't shaped anything. Alright? All my Shaper Orbs are still at Zana's. I can pick them up, but I won't, because I don't need to shape anything. Once I shape this tier 9, let's say I wanted to shape a Wastepool, all I've done is removing one of the normal tier 14 and adding another map pool to the potential tier 14. And if you notice, I'm only farming Uber Elder right now, so I sometimes want my tier 14s to kill Shaper maps in order to, you know, spread Elder influence on my atlas, and I don't want unnecessary Wastepools. That's not gonna do me any good. So I just might as well keep Wastepool where it is and not have it added to the potential map drops on the atlas. Okay, so this is how it works. If you have questions, rewatch that video because I pretty much covered everything. But if still you don't understand, come to the stream, I'll answer, alright? But the concept is pretty simple. When you have maps unlocked on your atlas, that means they're added to the pool of potential drops. When you shape a map, it's only when you want to only get that one map and one map alone to keep dropping when you're looking at tier 14, or if you want a divination card from a map like Precinct, it's tier 11. Okay, so let's give you another example. Let's say for some reason you only want Mud Geyser to drop. There's something there that you always really loved, and that's the only map that you drop. What you're gonna do? Think about it. You're gonna use a Shaper Orb, right? Which maps are you going to remove? +5, and then +5 +1, which means tier 13 and tier 14. Once you clear tier 13 and tier 14 off of your atlas, you remove it because this is going to turn into a tier 13. Right? So you want to remove all the other tier 13 possibilities and all the other tier 14 possibilities. Now, you can also, remove the tier 15s, but I don't recommend doing it because there's one monster inside a shaped Mud Geyser, tier 13 shaped Mud Geyser, that can actually drop a tier 15. And that is the boss. and the boss will rarely drop a +2, and if he does drop a +2, it doesn't matter because you'll just have an extra tier 15 map, which is fine because maybe when you're done farming your tier 13 mud geyser, you'll want to start progressing again into the center of the atlas, run some tier 15s so you can kill Uber Elder, so you can kill Shaper and all that stuff, drop some 16s off of those 15s. So it's fine that once in every 12 maps or so, a boss will drop you a +2, which means you'll get a random tier 15 that exists on your atlas. Like one of these 5 maps over here. Alright? So if you remove the 13s and you remove the 14s, you'll guarantee a endless pool of mud geyser once you start getting things going. Alright? That's it, boys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. Exclamation shape in the atlas. Check out in my stream chat. Check out the other atlas video. I talked about it a lot. And a lot of those things still apply, alright? Except sextant blocking. Alright, actually, a couple of words about sextants while we're at it. Sextants are basically used to add monsters into the instance. Sextants have a cap, they didn't used to, now they have a cap. You can only use maximum of a certain amount. When you finish the story, the objectives, the Shaper orbs, the Elder orbs, you can get up to a maximum number of 5. This number will not increase. As you progress, as you clear more maps, once you finish your white maps, you get a +1, you get a +1 for the yellows, you get a +1 for the reds, and then you get a +1 for the Shaper and Uber Elder. And naturally you can use 1. Alright, so it adds up to 5. What do? You just use them on the atlas, and they will add a random roll on your atlas. Let's put this thing here, for example.
The
mediocre turns remarkable, and they will affect maps in a radius. This one is a pretty bad roll. I'm not planning on running the Fungal Hollow map right now, so I'm not going to start using Sextants on it because I want to conserve my currency, early league and all. But the idea here is that it adds a random roll that will hopefully add monsters to the instance. The instance will be Fungal Hollow, and since I can use 5 Sextants right now, I have currently 1, I can then apply another one here, that's 3, another one here, that's 4, and another one, this is not touching, here with a red one. So that way I'll have 5 active Sextants that add more monsters. You have additional monsters that deal lightning damage, additional monsters deal cold damage, additional monsters deal fire damage, you have an additional breach, you have an additional abyss, you have an additional harbinger, I think they added it, I'm not sure, you have additional stuff that happen, haunted traders, unique monsters drop corrupted items. There's all sorts of sextances, that, rolls that you may get in this instance, and then you may want to keep it. Or may want to re-roll it. So you can spam Sextants until you have the correct rolls. The reason why people shape it because it makes rolling Sextants a lot cheaper. Obviously the white ones, the Apprentice Cartographer Sextants, are a lot cheaper than the Master Cartographer Sextants. Right? So when you're using an Elder Orb, once you killed Shaper, you drop an Elder Orb. An Elder Orb can turn any map on your atlas to a tier 16, and we use that for both experience or to proc Uber Elder again, and I talked about it in a different video, go look it up. But right, so this turns into a tier 16. Reason why I chose Fungal Howl is because it's a new map, seems good density, enough for me to use it, and it's surrounded by a bunch of white Sextants, so when I'm farming it and I'm adding more monsters to the instance, it's going to be fairly cheap for me to buy white Sextants to use it on. That's all. And that's what people do. So that's a quick word about Sextants, and that's a quick word about Fungal Hollow tier 16 for me. This is what I chose. Normally people use the Underground Sea, but I believe it is... why don't I see it? Oh, there it is, right, because it's tier 5. It used to be tier 6, and now it's white map, right? So I was looking for a yellow in my eyes. Never mind. So people used to do Underground Sea. I've done Underground Sea for quite a bit, and Fungal Hollow is a new map, and I think it's fairly good, high density and all, and pretty nice layout. So I decided to try, and you know, I actually haven't gotten a chance to farm it yet. I've only dropped 2 Fungal Hollow tier 16s, Elder Fungal Hollow right here, and I haven't gotten a chance to farm it, but I will once I kill Uber Elder. If you run a couple of Elder tier 16s, he has a pretty good chance of spawning here in the center again, so you can jump right back into farming Uber Elder. So yeah, this was the video. I know it was kind of long, and I know it was kind of technical, but if you're going to be playing this game, you better understand these key concepts, and you better understand what to do with yourselves. Okay, and there's really no other way to make it shorter. I'm sorry. I really tried. I really tried. There's no other way to make it short. I can't. I'm sorry. But yeah, love you all. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to, follow and all that stuff. I'm streaming on Twitch every day. Links below. Thanks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.